Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 426. Episode 426 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? Anyway, if you haven't done so already, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow, PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores, baby. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. Now that we got all that out of the way, I want to let everybody know that I'm a little upset, I'm a little angry going on, and the reason is because this damn president over here, this damn president is doing some ridiculous, nefarious crap, just like I had suggested. I had been talking about this since the freaking summer. Remember, folks, around June, July of last year now, 2016, I was saying that this administration is attempting to try to facilitate a nuclear confrontation with Russia in an attempt to thwart any potential Trump presidency. All right? And I'm telling you this right now, folks. Look at what's coming to fruition at this point in time. And somebody made it aware to me earlier today that it's one of these prognostications that they hoped didn't come true. And, folks, it looks like it is. And as far as I'm concerned, what have I been saying? We have to be vigilant. And, moreover, you have to play a part, folks. You have to be an activist politically. I'm telling you this right now. We have to start getting politically responsible. And right now we're on the brink of some potential martial law activity on the domestic front and war on the foreign front, on the international front. And I think that we as the American people need to stop it. We need to call these people in Congress. I mean, they just started, for Christ's sake, man, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. We need to call everybody, tweet at Obama, tell him you do not want war. He's only got 15 days left. Anyway, folks, listen, we're going to talk about all that later on. I'm just a little upset and I'm a little angry because I'm telling you, as days go by, folks, it seems that incrementally this damn administration doesn't seem like it wants to go anywhere and is trying to do anything on a desperate level in an attempt to undermine the Trump presidency. And it's getting aid from this goddamn bureaucratic institution called the political class in Washington, D.C. I'm telling you, I'm just so pissed off. I mean, it just makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. Anyway, folks, before I get into all that, people are probably asking, hey, Ghost, let's get to the markets. What's going on? And I'll explain to you what's going on here in just 1 second. But first, folks, I would like to reiterate once again that we have to become politically responsible. If we want this government in America to be made for the people and by the people, then we, the people, have to take responsibility politically and understand that these damn bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. are a bunch of scumbags. These people have no loyalty to America. They have loyalty to themselves and themselves only. These people are self-serving psychopaths, and we need to stop sending these types of pieces of garbage to Washington, D.C. to represent us. And I'm tired of it, for Christ's sake. These people think that because we vote them in to represent us, that they somehow have a blank check to regulate and law make and do whatever the hell they want to out of their free will and not doing the will of their constituency. We have to stop this. We all have to play a political responsible role, all right, folks? I'm serious. I mean, why do you think I came back, folks? I came back because I knew that Donald Trump was the manifestation of the capitalist revolution. And I came back and look, Mark Montag has brought it to my attention that this show will be the 200th full episode that I have conducted since yours truly has come back to broadcast since last March 2016. All right? I mean, that's how serious I am. That's how serious I am about wanting to amplify the message to anybody who's listening that what we are witnessing in our political system is very serious. And if you're just going to sit out there on the sidelines and think that it's going to somehow rectify itself, you are sadly mistaken. And, of course, I get the proverbial, well, Ghost, what do? I don't understand. What am I supposed to do? Do anything! I mean, whether it's creating a blog, whether it's going on YouTube and spouting off in an articulate manner. Remember, even if you don't necessarily deliver things articulately, write it down. All right? Pre-record it. Convey ideas. Because even if you think that your ideas are insignificant, folks, we are the new media. Even if you only get 1,000 hits on your YouTube video, 2,000 hits, 10,000 hits, somebody is listening. And you see, if there's enough people conveying the same ideas, which is capitalism, which is this complete renouncing of any kind of socialist, communist, or collective ideology, embracing individualism, embracing liberty and freedom, when we have an abundant amount of that digitally documented, that's when it's indisputable what the actual perception and the narrative is to the general American populace. And it'll convey that not just to the pundits, but it'll convey that to the general American populace itself. And that's why I am encouraging you. I am imploring you, please, do whatever it takes. Do your part. You don't have to go out there and be an obnoxious imbecile like these leftists. You don't have to go out there and cause civil unrest and burn buildings and wreck cars. You don't have to do that liberal leftist lunacy. I mean, you can do things as simple as just disseminating information. As simple as retweeting something that I tweet or somebody else tweets that is information significant. Spreading this broadcast, spreading it around, doing whatever it takes, spreading other broadcasts and other blogs and other independent media sources around so that we can create our own media circle instead of being dependent on the boob tube. I mean, these are the things that we're going to have to do, folks, because I'm telling you this right now, they're coming after us. They're coming after us, and who's coming after us? The political class. And the political class, believe it or not, if they're going to thwart Trump, whether it's through illegitimizing Trump's presidency, whether it's claiming this Russia narrative to the point in which they justify arresting Trump himself, or potentially eliminating Trump, for a lack of a better term, because he's a, quote, Russian spy. I mean, they're going to try anything, a nuclear confrontation, a false flag, some kind of a major mass violent act on American soil. They're going to do something to justify thwarting Donald Trump's presidency because, as I've stated, and I will continue to state, that Donald Trump's presidency means that these bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. will no longer have the option of being a career bureaucrat and fattening their pockets via their campaign contribution accounts, and then once they retire from public office, they deposit that campaign contribution account directly into their personal bank account, tax-free. And that's why I'm telling everybody, folks, we as the American people, I don't care what your political perspective is anymore. All right? If you're a capitalist, and what a capitalist means, folks, it doesn't mean what the communists and socialists try to propagandize capitalist in meaning. What capitalist means is that you're an individual, and you believe in yourself. You believe in your own abilities, your own creativity, your own innovation, your own ambition, your own knowledge, to be able to suffice whatever it is that suits you on a sustenance level, on a sustainable level. And that could mean a variety of different measures of lifestyle to a whole array of different people. And that's why I always suggest to those that are capitalists or that are budding capitalists, don't set your goals too high right away. Because as I've stated, I have known many a folk in my life that used to be something. I used to have a business. I used to drive around in a badass Cadillac. I used to have the big house. And the reason that you have a lot of folks that with the used to story is because, folks, they decided when they started getting a decent amount of income coming their way, however they were able to obtain that capital, they decided to live lavish as opposed to flipping that capital into making more and more so you can sustain whatever lifestyle that you want to attain for an indefinite amount of time. And you see, right off the bat, the biggest weakness of individuals who have not been accustomed to having the ability to just obtain whatever materialistic widget at will, or to obtain whatever high-priced meal, or whatever outgoing costs are, it's very easy for one, once they start having a little bit of money coming their way, whether it be through a business, whether it be through a venture, whether it be through a good investment, folks always resort to going out and living beyond their means. And that's why that's not what capitalism is about. Capitalism is about sustaining oneself and to be able to be comfortable with their sustenance. And if they want to grow from that level of sustenance, well, they have to create a capitalist plan to go from one level to the next. I mean, this is what it's about. That's what capitalism is. It gives the individual the freedom to carve out their own destiny. And if your destiny is just, hey, I want my own place, I want my own car, I want to be able to take a vacation every now and then, I want to be able to have a family, I mean, that's a very, very easy level of sustenance to achieve. I mean, it's not hard. It's very noble, as a matter of fact. Nothing wrong with that. But as a capitalist, you need to understand that if you want to be able to do that and you want to be able to sustain that, you have to be able to manage whatever capital that you're obtaining. All right? You have to be able to do something to sustain that, whether it be business ventures, whether it be investments. I mean, you have to continuously do it. There is no end goal. There is no big score. That's what the movies try to suggest to your head, that you're going to get this big score and that you're just going to be able to just sit on your ass for the rest of your life and do absolutely nothing. That's false. And before I move on to the markets, listen, I have to reiterate this. The richest men in the world work 15, 20 hours a day. And these guys are 70, 80 years old. There is no big score, all right? And why are these rich-ass bastards working 15, 20 hours a day? Why are they working this much? Because these are billionaires. Somebody's got to pay for the jets that they're flying on. Somebody's got to pay for all the houses that they own. Somebody's got to pay for all the help that they have living in those houses, so that whenever they're in town and the property's available and properly prepped for them. I mean, do you understand that being rich, you have to have enough money to give out for your expenditures?
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
And you got to think, billionaires, they have a lot of expenditures. And the reason is, folks, you know, that's another thing that socialists and communists like to, they like to harp on. All right? They like to harp on the fact that, well, why does that person, that capitalist, need all that? Why does he need his own jet? Why does he need so many houses? Why does he need help? Why does he need to hire maids and cooks and all that? Why is that? Moron. Because however that person was able to obtain billions of dollars, time is money, all right? I mean, when you're a regular person, you have time to do anything you want. You have time to go out and have a hobby of, whatever, going fishing, and you can have a hunting hobby. You have all the time in the world. You could take up ballroom dancing. You could learn how to cook. When you're a billionaire and you have, whether it's through business, investment, whatever, however you obtain that $1 billion, I mean, you have to continue making it. And the reason I say that is because you don't just get $1 billion. You had to have either created a company or made a tremendous investment, and it doesn't stop there. People are depending on you. So time is money. All right, so when somebody's worth billions of dollars and they've got a corporation that they own that literally have the lives of thousands of people at this man's disposal because this man signs everybody's check, his time is very valuable. I read one time that Bill Gates, his time was so precious. Now he's retired and thinks he can take over the world through the nonprofit NGO scheme, but that's a whole other debate. But before he turned into some diabolical idiot madman, inoculating, probably ejaculating too, in my opinion, but inoculating all of Africa with Ebola and AIDS or whatever the Gates Foundation is doing, in my opinion. His time was so valuable at Microsoft in the 90s. I remember reading, I think it was in Wired magazine, forgot what magazine it was, that if Bill Gates saw a $100 bill on the floor on the way to his office, he would be losing like thousands of dollars if he took the time to actually pick up the $100 bill from the floor, then to just leave it and continue to go on his actual scheduled day. That's why these billionaires have all this stuff. All right? Not everybody is Dan Bilzerian. You know, I hate Dan Bilzerian. You know, if I saw Dan Bilzerian in the street, if y'all don't know who Dan Bilzerian is, folks, he's this social media ass clown that likes to show himself off with all kinds of scantily clad women and guns and, on yachts. I mean, he's supposed to be some rich poker player, wink, wink. But if you take a look in Dan Bilzerian's background, you'll realize that his father was a part of the Milken Bolsky junk bond situation of the 80s, which I am very familiar with, mind you. I remember that very vividly. Mike Milken ended up becoming him and Bilzerian's father had to do prison time. All right, Mike Milken and Bilzerian's father had to do prison time. And why did they have to do prison time? Because they literally did a Bernie Madoff situation through junk bonds that, you know, they lost a lot of people's investment, and it was just an outright scam. And literally Milken and Blazarian's old man cashed out very generously, even though they had to go to prison. And as a result, Blazarian got a good chunk of that cash of the old man, and that's what he's been living on ever since. So, you know, when I hear Blazarian and, you know, him giving a false representation of what a capitalist is, that's a rich kid, all right? And let me tell you, that's a bad side effect of a successful capitalist. I mean, I don't really believe that successful capitalists, I mean, I think they should really reevaluate if they're going to have children, in my opinion. If you're going to dedicate yourself to capitalism, I'm not really too sure about children. I mean, unless you're going to live your life first, which yours truly did, and have children and you know, not necessarily be a hard capitalist, but be a fiscal conservative and, you know, have a small business and, you know, live in like a mom and pop organization, and I understand. But if you want to be an unadulterated capitalist in which you want big corporations in your name that are worth 6-7 figures, I wouldn't advise, you know, having a child, in my opinion, man or woman. And the reason I suggest that is because there's a bad side effect of brats, disconnected brats, that literally are a breeding point in capitalist households in which when mom and dad, or mom or dad or one of them, whatever, when the parent is out capitalizing, you've got the goddamn kid there subjected to whoever and whatever. And as a result, this is why, in my opinion, you have a lot of this social justice warrior nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And this social justice warrior nonsense is derived from this idea of these upper middle class and rich white pieces of garbage. Because you have to understand, if you take a listen to some of these social justice warriors that are interviewed via Tucker Carlson, Fox News, MSNBC, and you ask them what school they go to schools that literally charge $40,000 to $60,000 a year. $40,000 to $60,000 a year, and yet these people are social justice warriors. They want free college. You know, you got white social justice warriors trying to talk for ethnic minority causes. I mean, it's a disconnect. And in my personal opinion, I mean, I'm not really too sure if you're going to be an unadulterated capitalist. I'm not too sure if you should be a parent. You know, I mean, your kid can literally become whatever it's subjected to when you're not there. Let me give you a case in point. Let me move on. Billy Gibbons. You know, I love Billy Gibbons. Don't get me wrong. He is the guitarist, all right, for ZZ Top. Okay. Billy Gibbons was, you know, he came from a very rich family. Okay, I mean, filthy rich. I think his parents were both. I think his mother was a classical musician. I think his father was something to that effect. Very rich. So Billy Gibbons, the man from ZZ Top, the guitarist, the singer, this man was literally raised by his maid, which happened to be a black woman, a larger black woman that was kind of raised in the Mississippi Delta. And when Billy Gibbons was being taken care of by this black woman, because, you know, Billy Gibbons' parents were never there because they were out doing their capitalizing thing, Billy Gibbons was being taken around by his black maid into these blues clubs, you know, into these venues in which Billy Gibbons, at a very young age, was subjected to Southern Delta type of blues. And that's why, folks, you have ZZ Top, believe it or not, because this rich white kid, Billy Gibbons, even though he doesn't look like it, I know he looks like a piece of trash. I know a lot of the songs that this gentleman writes about is about partying and boozing, and I mean really, really degeneracy, but pretty good tunes though. But anyway, if this I mean, just imagine had Billy Gibbons been taken care of by anybody else. Just imagine if Billy Gibbons was just thrown in front of a damn boob tube, what kind of a nutcase he'd be, instead of a badass blues guitarist, some white boy that thinks he's some black man from the Mississippi Delta. I mean, just imagine if Billy Gibbons had been thrown in front of a damn video game instead of getting a damn guitar and playing it like a goddamn riot. I mean, just imagine. I'm just saying. Listen, if you're a capitalist and you have enough time and energy to be a father or mother and a capitalist, well, by all means, go ahead and do so, but you have to be in your child's life. Because if you're not in your child's life, whoever is taking care of your child is going to be the major influence of how that person is developed. And Billy Gibbons is a perfect example of that. I mean, I could give you a whole bunch of examples, but Billy Gibbons is one that comes to mind. I actually like Billy Gibbons. I think he's a great guitarist. I think he's a great blues singer. But he was a rich kid. And he was a rich kid. The only reason that he knows about the blues is because his freaking maid, his nanny, would take him to the damn blues clubs, and here's little Billy Gibbons over here listening to a little bit of Muddy Water. You know what I mean? I'm serious. I mean, give me a break. Anyway, folks, sorry for going off keister. Let me get to the freaking markets here. Listen. The reason I'm going off keister is because I'm a little pissed off about what the hell Obama's trying to do. I'm a little pissed off that this man has got 15 days left in his damn presidency, and he's still trying to instigate a nuclear confrontation with Russia and trying to do whatever it takes. I mean, this guy's literally throwing everything in the kitchen sink out the window and trying to see if he could salvage anything left as it pertains to maybe him, if not nullifying Donald Trump's presidency, having him retain the presidency once again. I think this guy's that egotistical and that much of a psychopath to do it. I'm a little jaded about it, just to be honest with you. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get to the stock market, folks. Now, I know people are asking, Ghost, we're seeing, plus sides on the stock market. What the hell is going on? Well, people are not really understanding how to interpret the Fed minutes. Now, if you take a look at two different business news sites, for instance, I took a look at Zero Hedge. Zero Hedge is talking about the Fed minutes that were recently released, a bit hawkish as it pertains to the economy. And if you read, maybe Bloomberg or, some of the other business news organizations, they try to claim that they're a little pessimistic about Trump's policy. So I don't think people understand how to read these minutes, so I'm going to explain how I interpreted the minutes. I personally believe that they were discussing, and this is how I read them, they're discussing a potential a very small gradual rate increase. Because lest we forget, folks, for fiscal year 2015, it was announced this past December that we were going to have 4. I mean, initially Yellen said 3 interest rates for fiscal year 2017. Then the next day, another board governor of the Federal Reserve said, no, we meant 4. So there's going to be 4 rate increases in the year 2017. And in the minutes, it suggested that it's going to be very gradual. All right? Very, very gradual. And what's going to happen is, as I read the minutes, is that the Federal Reserve is going to, maybe do quarter points, maybe even lower than that as it pertains to the interest rate hikes for the upcoming fiscal year 2017. And as they're doing these gradual interest rate hikes, they're going to see what exactly is going to happen as it pertains to the Trump policies, as it pertains to America's economy. And if by some chance Trump's, and this is how I read them, folks, if by some chance Trump's economy begins to take off, and begins to really generate some, wealth and jobs and all the other indicators of a full economy. Well, the Federal Reserve even suggested that maybe a dramatic hike, like once the economy takes off, they suggested that they should really implement a bigger hike at that point. So inevitably what we're seeing here for the first, I'm assuming, 2 to 3 interest rate hikes for 2017, I'm guesstimating that they're going to increase it a quarter point each hike, maybe a little less. They're going to see if the economic policies of Trump actually comes to any kind of fruition. And if it does, and it is successful, how I read the minutes is that they're going to raise the interest rate a very dramatically high amount. Now, whatever that means, I don't know. Now, what that means to me is that potentially the Federal Reserve could be trying to trap Donald Trump as it pertains to any potential successful economic policies. And I didn't like that one bit. I read the Federal Reserve minutes. It seems to me that, they want to raise interest rates high. They want to raise interest rates high if there is a very, very high increase in productivity and employment and investment in the U.S. economy. So this is something that we have to look out for as it pertains to this weird interest rate hike scheme that the Federal Reserve is proposing, at least as it pertains to their Federal Reserve minutes. So with that being said, most people in the currency markets didn't like that, and because of that, the dollar fell slightly today because they were, as everybody else was, anticipating a little bit more of an interest rate hike, even if it was 4 times in fiscal year 2017, they were expecting maybe 1%, maybe 3/4, maybe 1/2. And as I stated, folks, the reason that the Federal Reserve would do that is to increase value in the dollar. Because right now, the dollar, up until today, was at a 14-year high as it pertains to its value. Now, with the slight slip in the dollar because of the Federal Reserve minutes, now it's speculative on whether or not the Federal Reserve is actually going to raise interest rates over the current quarter point precedent that they just announced this December or lower. And if that's so, what is that going to do to the currency value in the short term? And if it's going to devalue the currency value in the short term, or then you're going to have investors take their currency that they're sitting on cash-wise and invest it in asset to offset any particular drop in value in the U.S. dollar. So, in my personal opinion, folks, it just adds to the uncertainty. In my personal opinion, it just adds to the uncertainty. And because of the currency traders in the currency markets, they didn't like what the Federal Reserve minutes said. They thought that they were going to see a little bit more value in cash. Obviously, that's not going to happen here in the next 2 to 3 quarters at least. So you're seeing a little bit of dip in the value of the dollar. And you can thank the Federal Reserve because I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. I think they're going to wait and see. And how I read the minutes is that if Trump takes off the economy, they're going to take a serious look into raising interest rates a pretty high rate. Anyway, let's get to the Dow, okay? Dow was up today, 60.40 points, a percentage increase of 0.30%, closing out the Dow at 19,942.16 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. Now, folks, like I said, when we see a slip in the dollar, this is why we would see an increase in equities. Because when the value of the dollar goes down, equities and commodities traditionally goes up. That's the fundamentals of finance. Where the fundamentals of finance has gone in this market, I don't know. Let's continue on here. We've got the S&P 500 up today, 12.92 points, a percentage increase of 0.57%, closing out the S&P at 2,270.75 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. It is up today 47.92 points, a percentage increase of 0.88%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,477 points even. Good God. But once again, it makes sense at least why we're seeing an increase in the damn equities market, because we're seeing a slip in the dollar. Traditional finance. Let's get back to it, shall we? God damn it, you stupid idiots in freaking Wall Street smoking crack. Anyway, now that we've seen a slip in the dollar, let's see if it's reflected in the commodities sector, shall we? Now, energy, what are we seeing? We're seeing a lot of green in energy. Seeing a lot of green in energy with the exception of one that sticks out, and we'll get to that in a second. WTI sweet crude, folks, is up today $1.02, a percentage increase of 1.95%, closing out WTI at $53.35 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. Once again, the fundamentals of finance are finally starting to kick in here. You see a slip in the dollar, you should see an increase in equities and commodities. That's what we're seeing. What do we have for them, Johnny? Jesus Christ, it took them long enough. Anyway, let's continue going. We've got Brent crude, folks, up today $1.05, a percentage increase of 1.89% increase on the day, closing out Brent crude at $56.52 per barrel of Brent crude oil. That, of course, would include gasoline going up, folks. Gasoline is going up 1.05% increase on the day for gasoline. Natural gas is down today, folks. We saw a dramatic 10% decrease yesterday. I mean, good God. It's continuing its decrease for whatever reason. Natural gas is down 2.10% decrease on the day for natural gas. Heating oil is up today, 0.62%. Now let's get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals. Now we're seeing green in the metal sector because, once again, the dollar is slipping, correct? But it's a modest green. It's a modest gain, but even if it is a modest gain, I'm glad to see the fundamentals coming back to the market, at least for today. Gold is up today, $2.20, a percentage increase of 0.19%, closing out gold at $1,164.20 per troy ounce of gold. We got silver up today. It is up 7 cents, a percentage increase of 0.43% increase, closing out silver at $16.48 per troy ounce of silver. We've got copper up today, 2.77% increase for copper. That's a pretty good increase today for old copper. We got platinum also up today, 0.73% increase on the day. Let's go ahead and get to agriculture. Now, we should see mostly green here because, as I stated, the decrease in the dollar. Decrease in the dollar means, what did I say? I don't mean to sound like Pee Wee Herman in Word of the Day, like, ah, or any of that crap, but what did I say? A decrease in the dollar should mean an increase in equities and commodities, all right? A decrease in the dollar should mean an increase in equities and commodities, and as I look at the board, folks, that's what I'm seeing here. Let's get to grain, shall we? And let me tell you, we're seeing some major pops in these commodities here, as I anticipated in the new year. Let's go ahead and get to them. We got corn up once again, 1.12% increase for corn. I'm telling you, that's becoming a very, very expensive commodity here. Wheat, folks, wheat is up today, 2.95% increase on the day for wheat. What have I told you about that commodity? We've got oats. Oats is up today, 0.96% increase on the day for oats. Rough rice is up today, 1.30% increase on the day. Soybean is up today, 2.04% increase on the day. Soybean oil is up 1.15% increase on the day, and canola is up 0.70% increase on the day for canola. I'm telling you, the damn dollar loses a little bit of value. What happens? The equities and commodities goes back up. All right, fundamentals of finance. Let's get to the soft, shall we? Cocoa, folks, we've been seeing some decreases for the past several days for cocoa. It is up today, folks. Cocoa up 3.28% increase on the day. Good God. Oh, my God. Major increase for cocoa. Let's get to coffee, shall we?
Hey, dude, just don't talk to me, Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee,
Shut up, you stupid little four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten hipster fruit. Anyway, we've got coffee up today. Good God. Take a look at coffee. Have you looked at coffee? Coffee is up 3.20% increase on the day. I mean, good God. I'm telling you, you guys that go to Starbucks that are out here thinking that you're going to pay a decent price for some damn lattes, you got another thing coming. That is a major increase for coffee. Major increase. Good God. Anyway, let's continue. Let's go to sugar. Sugar is up today. 1.85% increase on the day for sugar. Wow, man, these are some major increases in today's commodities markets, folks. Let's get to OJ. OJ is down modestly, mind you. OJ is down 0.26% decrease on the day for OJ. We also got cotton. Oh, my God, did you see cotton? Cotton is up 3.20% increase on the day, man. Good God. And the reason I'm speculating, I guess, why we're seeing an increase in that is because we're seeing this Arctic front coming through America out here, and I'm sure people are going to be bundling up. So cotton is looking pretty attractive, I could imagine. I'm not sure. I don't really trade cotton, but I've not seen cotton too many times up 3.20% on the day, I'll tell you that. Let's get to lumber, shall we? Lumber is down today, 0.36% decrease on the day for lumber. We've got rubber. It is up modestly, 0.15% increase on the day for rubber. And ethanol is down today, 1.50% decrease on the day for ethanol. 1.50% decrease for ethanol. Let's get to livestock, shall we? Now, we're seeing a modest increase in live cattle because, once again, the fall of the dollar increases what? Equities and commodities. You're getting smarter. Anyway, live cattle is up 0.70% increase for live cattle. And ironically, we're seeing a decrease in cattle feeder, which is weird, but hey. Cattle feeder is down today, 1.02% decrease on the day, and lean hogs, it saw one little sell-off yesterday. It is back up, folks. Lean hogs is up, 1.73% increase on the day for lean hogs. And before I get into anything else, what have I been saying about Bitcoin, folks? What the hell have I been saying? Let me tell you something, man. Bitcoin is almost worth as much as gold, literally. All right? I mean, that's what I'm talking about out here. I mean, remember when I was starting to talk about this earlier this year, or I should say last year, it was about $500. $500. I saw it down to about $4 and change, saw it up to about $600. I mean, man, if you would have just done anything, if you would have bought them, if you would have done anything, I mean, it would, you would have made some serious money. That's all I'm saying. Now, I got a lot of questions yesterday from how to Bitcoin mine, all right? Now, I know there's a lot of folks that have done research and they're trying to do the math about it, and they're saying that, well, I don't see, the money. I don't see the value. Well, that's because you probably don't have the amount of upfront costs necessary to be able to buy the machines necessary to mine it at a rate in which it's not only profitable but very generous. As a matter of fact, they're doing this in China. They have what are they called Bitcoin farms in China, where they got whole dedicated rooms of Bitcoin mining systems that are just there, Bitcoin, goddamn day, mining Bitcoin all day. Now, for you folks that are interested in mining Bitcoin, now there are other cryptocurrencies out there, believe it or not, folks. I believe there's Litecoin, if I'm not mistaken. There's Dogecoin. There's a couple of them out there that are somewhat legitimate. You want to do your own research as it pertains to this. But you can actually obtain some level of mining hardware, or possibly, in some cases, be able to utilize some hardware you may have around your house to be able to mine some of these other type of cryptocurrencies. And once you have done so, you can transfer those cryptocurrencies into Bitcoin itself. Now, I did explain yesterday how exactly you mine Bitcoin. People ask, well, what do you do? I don't get it. What mining is that, once again, just for explaining purposes, you are connecting a hardware piece of device that, of course, is software driven to mine Bitcoin, obviously, but it is connected to the internet. And what it's doing is it's acting as a system on a network, much like a banking system network that utilizes the networking systems to get people money instantaneously through ATMs and that sort of thing. So in the end, what happens is that your computer or your device that you connect to the internet mining becomes a piece of a humongous system of other computers that enable the cryptocurrency to process transactions on a worldwide basis. And that's exactly how this technically works. That's how the whole cryptocurrency technically works. So in reward of you having a piece of machinery up to sustain the backup power and the networking power necessary to be able to sustain the continuity of the cryptocurrency, you can go and literally just start having coins, whether it's Litecoin or Dogecoin or whatever. You can just start having these things being put in your wallet, your digital wallet, and you can in turn exchange those for Bitcoins. And listen, I know that there's things called, you can lease out certain levels of Bitcoins for some reason. I'm not too familiar with the whole leasing Bitcoin space or, Bitcoin machines or anything of that nature. So I don't know anything about that. You have to do your own research. But in my personal opinion, I think that that's the way to do. Now, I do believe that it's still profitable to maintain a decent mining operation in Bitcoin. It just requires a substantial amount of down payment because, first and foremost, you're going to need the machinery. Secondly, you're going to need the bandwidth necessary for you to be able to suffice whatever type of mining system that you want. And third, you're going to want to be able to suffice that mining system's electrical needs. Now, traditionally, and listen, I'm not trying to tell people how to do this, but if you wanted to do this, this is where you would look into doing something like a Bitcoin farm. What you want to do is you want to go to maybe one of these office spaces in America that you see that are for lease all the time. And the beautiful part about leasing out office space is that traditionally office space is all bills paid. There is no CAM. There is no, any kind of NNN or any type of additional type of fees pertaining to the price in which you lease an office space, whether it's in a building or something of that capacity. And what you want to do is you want to get the hardware necessary, a major investment in hardware, because that's where the money is at, is you have more Bitcoin machines working, the more Bitcoins you're going to generate. You know, and right now, I'm going to give you the price of Bitcoin. For every one Bitcoin you generate, it is worth in U.S. dollars $1,112.50 per one Bitcoin. $1,112.50 per one Bitcoin. Now, folks, when I stopped this broadcast, I still had a little small Twitter account, and I attempted to try to get people into this Bitcoin thing when I started seeing the prices go to $70, $80 a Bitcoin. And that was, I would think, November of 2014, I believe. I believe that was about November of 2014. And I hope that some people got into it at that particular time. It was very easy to get into. It was very profitable to get into, for Christ's sake. And in my personal opinion, I'm serious. I mean, I think that maybe it might be a little bit too late to hop on this bandwagon as it pertains to, I don't know, man. I mean, I never thought I'd see Bitcoin prices at these rates. But I just hope that some of you folks, even if it was as little as a few months ago, man. I mean, a few months ago, I'm telling you this right now, man, it was like $500. So if you would have just bought a Bitcoin at $500 and just kept it, you'd be $500 and $600 richer, because then you could cash it out, and then boom, you got $1,000. I mean, these are the kinds of things, these are the kinds of moves, these are the kinds of capitalist ideas that people have to think about. And that's how you maintain money. That's how you maintain capital. Anyway, folks, that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. I don't want to get too detailed and too technical about Bitcoin, because I think that we might be at the apex of this thing. You know what I mean? I'm not joking around. I think that, I just think that it's a little too late. I mean, in my opinion, I invested into this, believe it or not, folks. I mean, I've been mining Bitcoin for a while now. I have office space. I have the hardware necessary. I had been mining it for a long time already. So, I mean, not to say I'm a tremendous Bitcoin millionaire, something of that capacity, but I do have a decent amount of Bitcoin, and I am not cashing it out. As a matter of fact, I'm actually trading it for other things. So, once again, under the, and I'm not a tax attorney, all right? I'm not a tax attorney up in here, but I do want to remind everybody that the IRS has defined Bitcoin as property, not currency. It is property, not currency.
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Anyway, folks, let me get on with the broadcast here. Let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs for all the folks that have been waiting for that here. And for you folks that are unaware, you can go ahead and get a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast. All you have to do is retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account right now. Politics Ghost is the Twitter account that you need to go to. Once again, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. And retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live. That's the tweet you need to retweet, and we'll go ahead and do that here in just a second here. But before I do, folks, I want to remind everybody that we are almost about sold out of the last remaining ever to be sold Inner Circle slots, folks. There are only 7 Inner Circle slots left, and I want to first of all congratulate and thanks the new Inner Circle members from coming aboard. A lot of the folks that are coming aboard, folks, they kicked themselves in the behind for not, coming aboard ahead of time back in the day. I don't blame them, but once again, thank you for coming along. 7 Inner Circle members left. or Inner Circle slots left. And if you want to purchase one of those last 7, because they're almost gone, go ahead and type in your browser right now, ghost.market. That's it. All right, ghost.market. And good luck to the folks that, buy the last 7, because I know there's a lot of people that have been wanting to get in the Inner Circle. And then after that, that's it. The 2017 year is going to be the year of the Inner Circle. I guarantee it. I guarantee it, man. I'm telling you this right now, man. Look, I don't even want to brag. Let's just continue going, all right? Do we got any Twitter shout-outs, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs right now. All right, who do we got here? We got Cuck Lives Matter. What's going on, man? NRJ Commando in the house. Dr. Bristle. We've got, what does that say? Socialism and death. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. How about Exara Hawks? We've got, I'm not going to say that name. What's going on to Corey, man? How you doing? I'm not saying that disgusting. I'm telling you, some of you idiots with these names, I'm telling you. Anyway, we got Super Smash. There's ARs for gay bars. That was an honorable mention there for 2016 Ghosties. Troll from Wendy's. What the hell does that mean? We got Free Zorg in the house. How you doing, Free Zorg? There's Gurmit. That's sick son of a bitch. What's going on to Zyklon Biff in the house? Ed Venture. We've got Liberty Capitalist. What's going on, man? How you doing? We got the Smiler in the house, the Neon Knight, Argonian Capitalist in the place, Trans Christmas card, you idiot. Give me a break. Shut up! We got Sergeant Yoda in the house, Metroid Junkie in the place. What's going on? Who else do we have? Put the beans on it. What the hell does that mean? Put the beans. Oh, are y'all talking about that stupid dumb troll? Just shut up, all right? Just shut up. Good God. Who else do we have going on over here? We got Kadu. There's Kadu. Where the hell you been, you milky liquor? We've got, I'm not going to say that name for Christ's sake. I Pay for Friends. Shut up, all right? Don't even go there. You're just pissed that you're not a part of the Inner Circle, baby. You understand that? You're just pissed that you're just going to be shining our shoes in about 10 years. Do you understand that? You people that are hating on me, you're hating on the Inner Circle, you know what you're going to be doing in 10 years? You're going to be shining our shoes. So sit there, shut up, and spit shine that shoe, boy. Spit shine that goddamn shoe. And you smile and you like it, boy. You smile and you like it. Jesus Christ. We got Silent Capitalist in the house. We got 727 caller in the house. The Latvian Capitalist in the place. What's going on? The Trans Masked Pony. Are you kidding me? The Trans Masked Pony. Wait a minute. Did you put a pair of balls on the real Masked Pony in real life's chin, man? Oh, jeez. Come on, man. Come on. We've got End of an Error. What's going on, man? We got Trump wants a large number. Not. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up with that damn troll. Shut up. Sick of that damn freaking troll. Freaking sick of it, man. Give me the goddamn mic. Sick of that troll, man. Good God. Anyway, we got Mark Montag in the house. What's going on to Snow White? Good to see you. How you doing? We got the Lost Brony. I'm not saying these stupid, sick names, for Christ's sake. I can already see where this is going. What's going on to Godzilla? Remington in the house. What's going on to Remington? Hans Gugensmith in the house. The Green Leader in the place. CDI Fan 237. We got Jimmy Capitalist in the house. The Illuminati Circle. What the hell? Shut up with that crap, the Illuminati Circle, for Christ's sake. We got Boats RX Quartet. What the hell does that mean? We've got Comrade Choco. Yeah, real funny, for Christ's sake. The TCR Discord chat. I'm not going to say that. We got John SK in the house. Scarlet Moon in the house. We got Coffee Waffy. Whatever the hell that means. I'm not saying that disgusting name, man, for Christ. We got Billy the Belt Boy. Who the hell else, man? Y'all are getting sick. We got Carolina Capitalist. How you doing, man? I'm not saying these other sick-ass names. You understand that? I'm not saying that, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we've got the Trans Queen. Did you put a pair of balls on Queen Elizabeth? I mean, good God! They put a pair of balls on Queen Elizabeth, for Christ's sake. She's about to die, for heaven's sake, man. She's about to die. Anyway, we've got, I'm not saying that freaking name, for Christ's sake. You guys are getting sick, for Christ's sake. We got the Green Bio in the house. We've got, I'm not saying these dumbass names, man. The Trans Bitcoin. Putting a pair of balls on a Bitcoin, for Christ's sake, man. It never ends. Good God, man. Anyway, look, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around, spread it around, spread it around like wildfire. And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I said it and I'll say it again, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, and before we get started, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. Now, I'm only going to take a couple of more of these damn Twitter shout-outs because, as I stated, folks, I don't like where this is going. As a matter of fact, I haven't liked where this has been going for the past several weeks. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I haven't liked where this is going for the past several weeks. I don't like it. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, we got Raiden Snake in the house. What's going on? We got Jellyfish Capitalist, the Jizzmaster 3000, for Christ's sake. Good God. We've got the Trans Can. That's the winner of the Twitter shout-out name of the year there. Who else do we have here? We got Sportaflop. We got the Trans Coin. We're going to put a pair of balls on a coin. That's so great. We got Jerry Garcia in the place. What's going on? We've got the Rainbow Candy Apple. What the hell does that mean? The Rainbow Candy Apple. I don't even want to know. You know what? I don't even want to know. Jesus Christ, man. We've got, I have a pineapple pen. What the hell does that mean? What is all this crap? What is all this literal fruity crap? What is this crap? Oh, Jesus Christ. What else do we have here? The Trans Pontiac. Pontiac Trans Am. And they put a pair of balls on a Pontiac. Oh, my God. Look at it. Turkey dinner for Allah. Turkey dinner for Allah. Jesus Christ. Freaking turkey dinner for Allah. Go shut up your ass. Hey, ISIS. Hey. All you Allah snack bars. Hey. How about a ham sandwich? How about that? How about a ham sandwich? freaking mic. Give me the mic. Jesus Christ, man. I'm going to go ahead and look, I'm only going to take a couple more of these, and that's it. I don't have time or patience for this. I'm telling you, I've been really pissed off at the goddamn ridiculous shows that have been conducted here for the past several weeks. And listen, we got to get serious, you numbnuts. Jesus Christ, man. Who else do we have here? We got Trans Goku, whatever the hell that means. We've got, I'm not going to say that for Christ's sake, Charles Manson, LOL. Is he dead? Is he dead yet, for Christ's sake? I mean, old Charles Manson. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's about time for this son of a bitch to kick the bucket. All right? I mean, he is a burden on the tax system at this point in time. It's time to go. Time to get the hell out of here. Anyway, we got the Finch Bird in the place. What's going on? We got the Latvian capitalist, Mr. Dick. I'm not going to say that disgusting name. We got Distilling Capitalist. What's going on, man? Let me go. Give me my drink. Give me my drink. I'm telling you, you Jehudi jawboning pieces of milky licking, putting your fat fingers on the keyboard trash. You keep this up, and you're going to get it. Anyway, who else do we got here? We got the Trans Karaskin. Did you put a pair of balls on Karaskin's avatar? I mean, Jesus Christ! You know what? That's it. You know, I've had enough of this crap. I'm not going to sit here and continue with this crap, man. Fruitier and fruitier, you sons of bitches out there on the internet are getting, for Christ's sake. Fruitier and fruitier, what you are. Oh, my God, I'm so sick, for Christ's sake, man. Give me the freaking mic. Give me the mic. Makes me sick. And look, no more Twitter shout-outs. That's why we can't have nice things, boy. And I'm going to continue to say that because that's the goddamn truth. That's why we can't have nice things, boy. Man, I'm telling you, sometimes after I do Twitter shout-outs, I'm so jaded, for Christ's sake, I don't even want to do the broadcast anymore, man. I'm serious. I mean, some people actually give me props that I continue to do this amidst all the goddamn troll terrorists and cyber vermin that are just infested on my show. They're infested. They're like a bad case of herpes, man. They just never seem to go away. They never seem to go away. God damn it. Anyway, where the hell was I at, engineer? All right. Well, listen, I'm going to get started with the broadcast at this point in time. My apologies for the folks that are just tuning in with us. That was Twitter shout-outs. I attempt, you know. I'm a brave host on the internet. I attempt to facilitate a little bit of interaction with the people. And you see, this is what ends up happening every goddamn time. Anyway, let me go ahead and get to the crux of the broadcast, all right? Now, what I want to discuss here is what I was attempting to facilitate here for the past couple of days that Donald Trump alluded during an impromptu type of press conference right before he entered a New Year's Eve party. He said that he had information that others don't know and he would disclose it. I personally believe it was the interview that was basically aired last night on Sean Hannity with Sean Hannity and Julian Assange. And, folks, Julian Assange basically reiterated everything yours truly has been saying for a long period of time. I have stated and overstated that Russia was not the supplier of the information disseminated to WikiLeaks. I was the first one who said that it was Seth Rich who disseminated the information prior to any kind of acknowledgement of Seth Rich by Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. I mean, let me tell you something, folks. I can assure you that Russia had nothing to do with the information being disseminated. And in actuality, it was a variety of different factions. It was people within the DNC. It was, once again, people within the intelligence community that are completely against what these disgusting, despicable, criminal scumbags that are in government are doing. They are tired of it, and they knew by disseminating this information and utilizing the venue that is WikiLeaks that they would put a spotlight on the unbelievable corruption and criminality that plagues the political class system. And I'm telling you, folks, Julian Assange basically called out Obama and said that there is no evidence, and if there is, prove it. And, folks, another thing that Julian Assange said yesterday in the interview was that the John Podesta email hack, which, of course, I have alluded to it a long time ago, was a simple phishing hack. It was a simple phishing hack, and I'm glad that Julian Assange has reiterated that, has gone public with it. It was just a simple phishing hack. A 14-year-old kid could have done it. It's that simple. And did you know, by the way, that John Podesta's password for his email was the word password? I mean, typical freaking bureaucrat, man. Typical cocky-ass, lazy bureaucrat. John Podesta's email password was the word password. So, I mean, who is really irresponsible in this context of John Podesta's emails being released to the public? I mean, who is it precisely besides John Podesta's irresponsibility? And for you folks that are unaware, John Podesta got hit with an email phishing scam in that he clicked an email in which he should not have and clicked a link within that email in which he should not have, which in turn ran a whole bunch of possibly JavaScripts or other type of scripting language that enabled the website or the server to take control on a limited basis of John Podesta's computer, or potentially gather through the mechanisms of reading cookies the password of John Podesta's email and such. And as a result, the password was the word password. Now, with all that being said, Donald Trump came out today, the day after Julian Assange and the interview with him and Hannity was aired last night, reinforced his denunciation of the intelligence community's assessment that Russia had anything to do with, first of all, hacking, meddling, or anything to that capacity. And, you know, Julian Assange says it very, very carefully and very, very eloquently. He says what the administration is trying to do is trying to be a lawyer. They're not directly lying. They're just not putting the truth all together. All right? I'm not joking around. I'm not joking around. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody that is out here trying to make this narrative of Russia hacking, Russia meddling into the elections, it is a complete fabricated bunch of crap. It is a lie. It is an outright lie, and Julian Assange calls out Obama. And now Obama, since Julian Assange came out and called him out, Donald Trump basically renounced the intelligence community's assessment that Russia had anything to do with the elections. Now Obama is claiming that he is going to release some information and intelligence on what he knows as it pertains to the Russia hacking situation. What a joke. What an utter joke. And folks, on top of all that, on top of Obama, trying to sit here, flex nuts, acting like a psychopath, so on and so forth, Obama has sent special forces to the Russian border with only 15 days left in his presidency. Now, why in the hell would this mulatto do that? Why in the hell would this piece of garbage do that, for Christ's sake? Because I'll tell you why, folks. Because Putin did not take the bait. Dumbass Obama was expecting some level of belligerence from Russia once Obama expelled the Russian diplomats and closed those 2 Russian compounds in the United States. And then once Putin did not flinch and basically brushed his shoulders off and said, we're going to deal with the next president, I'm sure it pissed Obama off. They don't know what the hell to do. So what is Obama doing? He's starting the belligerent stance. He's starting the war footing by sending special operations troops to the border of Russia. And guess who's backing them up? NATO forces, Ukraine forces. I mean, do you understand me? Now it's America and NATO being belligerent towards Russia. And I'm telling you, I know all you back in the summer were trying to say I was wearing some kind of a tinfoil hat when I said that this administration, if by some chance realizes that Donald Trump is going to take the presidency, they will cause world war before they do so. They will cause world war before they do so, because if they cause world war, well, what will happen? What's going to happen? The same thing that happened during World War II. That's why you have FDR and his polio-ridden ass in presidency for 4 terms. He died in his 4th term of office. I mean, that's exactly a classic liberal scam on obtaining power, folks. That's why FDR and Stalin chewed each other up the ass, literally, excuse my French. Right after World War II, Stalin was Time Magazine's Man of the Year. That goes to show you how communist we almost ended up turning. And you see, they're trying to do the same goddamn thing again. We, as the American people, we have to stand up. If you want to do something right now, tweet at Obama. Facebook message Obama and say, listen, you've got 15 days left. Stop trying to get us into World War III, you dumb psychopath. Stop trying to get us into World War III, Obama. Look, we don't want you anymore, all right? You are an anti-American fraud. You're an anti-American fraud. Your birth certificate's a fraud. Your whole goddamn life narrative is a fraud. You are a fictitious Manchurian candidate. Get out. Get out, you psychopath. It's not America's fault that your mother was a goddamn slutbag. It's not our fault that your mother conducted herself in pornographic material. It's not our fault that Frank Marshall Davis is your goddamn bastard father. It's not our fault, Obama, goddammit. It's not our fault. It's not our fault, man. So I know that you're trying to justify in your psychopathic head that your justification in seeing people suffer and die and just completely just be decimated through dumbass decisions that you're making in your evil psychopath head. I'm telling you right now, Obama, it's not our fault. It's your mama's fault. It's your grandparents' fault. It's your daddy's fault. It's your fault. And you see, that's why this guy is such a psychopath. That's why he doesn't take any responsibility for anything wrong he does, because that's a classic method of a psychopath. Never admitting anything that you did wrong, just passing the burden off on somebody else and absolving yourself of any kind of responsibility from your bad decisions. So anyway, look, I don't mean to get off keister to that capacity, but seriously, Obama, we have nothing to do with whatever it is that's in your sick psychopathic head. I mean, you're a complete psychopath, Obama. I'm serious. You're a psycho. All right? You're out here destabilizing the Middle East. You know how many millions of lives have been destroyed and killed under your tenure, and yet you walk around with a goddamn Nobel Peace Prize, you psychopath? I mean, I am just flabbergasted that there are still people that will freaking vouch for this mulatto, even though he threw black folks back 50 or 60 years politically, socially, and economically. Even though he basically unemployed a good chunk of America by making it almost impossible to actually gainfully employ somebody via Obamacare, regulations, taxation, so on and so forth. This is a man who, had such secret operations that he signed off on, such as Fast and the Furious. Y'all remember that, Fast and Furious, in which Obama, under Eric Holder, which I find ironic that he's now being tapped as an attorney for California now. Yeah, you better go to California there, Eric Holder, because you belong in freaking jail, you scumbag. But under the direction of Eric Holder, they basically gave the drug cartels American weaponry, American artillery, American guns, because supposedly the idea behind giving the cartel these guns is that the United States government could easily track them. That was the supposed theory, until those guns ended up at the crime scene of a murdered Border Patrol agent. And that, folks, is what opened up the whole Fast and Furious fiasco. But like everything else, this damn administration has been able to legal ease its way out of any kind of responsibility pertaining to this particular action. Look it up for yourself, folks. Our government not only gave freaking guns to the freaking drug cartels to supposedly see where they're going, and they ended up killing Border Patrol agents. But, folks, our government has funded, trained, and armed ISIS. And if you don't know that by now, then you are extremely naive. The evidence is out there. They've even said it. John McCain went to go visit these morons. John McCain, there's pictures of John McCain with these ISIS assholes. John McCain is with Baghdadi in one of these pictures, the freaking supposed head of ISIS, for heaven's sake. All right? Our government created ISIS in an attempt to try to fight a proxy war against Bashar al-Assad. Now, whether or not they should have done something military to Assad, that is one completely other subject. But I recollect during this time I was broadcasting, and I was screaming that something should be done about Assad, but they didn't do anything about Assad. They let Assad do whatever he wanted to do, which was pretty much mass murder whole groups of people. And instead, the United States, the UN, the EU, they decided to focus on what? Egypt. All right, Libya, the supposed Arab Spring out here. That's what they decided to focus on. And once Libya went down, and once the leadership of Egypt in Mubarak was overthrown, that's when they tried to move in the Muslim Brotherhood into Egypt. And this was backed up by the United States and was backed up by our president. Our president backed up Mohammed Morsi, which was the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, which ended up becoming the president of the first government post-Mubarak in Egypt. It wasn't until some generals within the military took it upon themselves to arrest not only Mohammed Morsi, but the entire Muslim Brotherhood government, and basically sent them to either prison or executed them, because these people were working against the interests of the Egyptian government as a whole. Now, people are going to ask, well, why did they do that, Ghost? Well, because the Egyptian military and the Egyptian Secret Service caught Mohammed Morsi chatting with Zawahiri, which is the right-hand old man of Osama bin Laden, you know, that old man that with the dot on his head. As a matter of fact, Zawahiri is such a badass as it pertains to the jihadist movement that he was actually one of the people that assassinated Omar Sadat during the 70s tenure of Sadat as Egypt's leader. So how Egypt's military saw it is that Mohamed Morsi is communicating with Zawahiri, which is not only affiliated with Al-Qaeda as its spiritual leader, but also was one of the actors that assassinated Omar Sadat back in the 70s.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit mbusa.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
So in the end, folks, what I'm saying is had Morsi not made that call to Zawahiri, we would see the Muslim Brotherhood in control of Egypt at this point in time. And thank God, General Sisi, which is now the president of the country of Egypt, has now taken control and unfortunately has to rule with an iron fist because, as I stated, what happened in Egypt was a bunch of wild Yehudis that got first world technology in a third world mentality. I mean, this was a rapidly developing country in which they were getting first world communication technologies such as Twitter, Facebook, that sort of thing. And it was Twitter that was instrumental in organizing these Yehudis in Tahrir Square, if we all recollect correctly. All right, it was a Google executive by the name of Wael Ghanem, and folks, if y'all remember me broadcasting at that time, I was calling this bastard out. He purposely ignored me because I knew exactly what he was doing. And what happened? Wael Ghanem organized the goddamn Egyptian people to basically commiserate and hang out at Tahrir Square to agitate the police into abusing the civilian populace. And once that happened, they were able to persuade the military to take control of the government, arrest Mubarak, and allow the supposed civilians to elect a new government. And as a result, they got, miraculously, the Muslim Brotherhood taking control. And before the Muslim Brotherhood could take control of the goddamn country of Egypt, General Sisi said, the hell with this. Freaking arrested the Muslim Brotherhood, arrested Mohamed Morsi, and now, folks, there is a warrant in Egypt for Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton because of this. That's why they will never visit Egypt ever again. All right? Ever again. Anyway, with that being said, the only reason I bring all this up is because all these events coincide with our government funding and training ISIS. They were trying to basically infuriate a Islamic Salafist movement into basically becoming the muscle of the Middle East. And why they wanted to do this, I have no idea. I mean, not even General Michael Flynn could tell you the strategy behind what the hell this administration was doing, other than to cripple the United States' presence on the world stage. Everybody in the international community knows that the United States armed, fund, and trained Al-Qaeda, armed, fund, and trained ISIS. I mean, how in the hell does ISIS have all these Toyota trucks? How does ISIS have all this weaponry and military camouflage garb? I mean, who is supplying this crap? Who's supplying this? This crap doesn't fall out of the sky unless we drop it there, which, folks, you can YouTube right now. We have airdropped weapons, artillery, food rations to ISIS territories. And whenever we're going to bomb ISIS so they can look good in the media, what does our government do? They drop leaflets saying, leave now, bombs coming, leave now. Folks, this is all documented on YouTube. This is documented in blogs. I mean, you can double, triple, quadruple check what I am telling you right now, and you will find the documentation. You will find the videos. You will find this. Our government funded and trained ISIS. And the only way that you're going to fathom this is if you look it up for yourself. Anyway, listen, I didn't mean to get off keister on that whole idea of Obama and funding ISIS, but folks, this is a madman in office here. This is a psychopath in office. This man only has 15 days left, and he's sending special forces to the Russian border. I mean, this man is trying to take a belligerent stance against Russia to provoke Russia into a nuclear confrontation, to justify him being president, to make Trump's administration illegitimate. I don't know how hard that is for you all to read, man. But we need enough people reading it and tweeting at the president and messaging the president and Facebooking the president and calling your congressman and telling them, hey, we don't want World War III, you sick chicken hawks. We don't want World War III, you piece of crap. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, folks, listen. We need to stay vigilant. I'm telling you this right now, man. This dumb, freaking, disgusting, despicable human being that we have in the White House is not above doing anything. This man is a pure psychopath. This man is willing to start World War III. Listen to me. I would not be surprised about anything in the next 15 days. I mean, I have thought about all the potential possibilities. They may potentially nuke or allow a nuke to come through. And the reason I suggest this, folks, is because never in a maritime history, at least in contemporary maritime history, have we seen Chinese battleships in the Pacific getting close to American soil via Hawaii. We have never seen that ever. And you see, we never talk about China potentially being the instigator of all this and being the perpetrator of all this, and yet it can be blamed on Russia. Because as I stated, folks, I believe that the globalist model of economics and sociality and politics is in China. They want the Chinese model for the entire world. And that's why China at this point in time has been given all the economic benefits that it has. That's why the means of production were transferred over there. That's why they are now the manufacturing hub of the world. I mean, they were built to be this way so that they can finance this humongous army that could potentially be the muscle for the globalists. I'm serious. You know, we're talking about Russia. What about China, man? What about China? China is dangerous. And in my personal opinion, I think that it would be very convenient for the globalists to allow China or direct China or whatever. China throws a nuclear ballistic missile and it hits the West Coast, it hits Hawaii, and then who gets blamed? Russia. Because let me tell you, the Democrats, they're paid for by China. I mean, Hollywood right now is owned by China. China right now is buying up all the lavish hotels in this country, folks. China is buying up all kinds of property in this country. So people's loyalties based on the money is going to be with China. That's why you're seeing all this pro-Chinese propaganda being pumped out of Hollywood. I'm telling you, folks, we are living in weird times, and we need to be vigilant, and when things happen, we better know what's really happening. And I personally believe that anything could happen. I believe that they could drop a nuke in Hawaii or somewhere on the upper West Coast. They could I mean, who the hell knows, man? They could cause a mass shooting. They could bring down another building. If you want my opinion, I think that they were trying to soften us with this Russian hack of the damn power grid system into having us conditioned for that potential, that the power could be shut off for an indefinite amount of time. And folks, if we didn't have power, I think we would be in serious trouble, especially those of us that are living in metropolises. I mean, we'd be in serious trouble. And they could blame that on the Russians. They can blame anything on the Russians. And you see, once this happens, once these kinds of catastrophes happen, and it's blamed on a nation state, that's what justified FDR staying in the White House for 4 terms. I mean, these Democrats have done this before, man. These liberals, these disgusting pieces of garbage, they've done this before. So as I'm staying, look, there's only 15 days left, but I'm telling you, I think that they'll do anything. They may even take a shot at Trump. They may even claim that his plane went down. They may shoot him with the hardtack gun. And if you don't believe that exists, the CIA head in the 70s at the time, Colby, testified that this gun existed and showed it to Congress, all right? And that was in the 70s. And these people are not going to quit, man. They're not. They're not going to stop. So that's why us as the people, just because we win an election, just because our president is about to be sworn in, is 15 days from being sworn in, that doesn't mean anything. These people are not going to let go of power. I mean, we have to be vigilant. We have to be cognizant. We have to know what's about to happen. We have to at least make it vocal that, hey, we don't want nuclear war. Don't start a false flag. Don't sit here and allow anything to happen to justify you staying in office. You better not make any kind of justification, Obama, of you staying out past your tenure, boy. Better not. Anyway, folks, let me move on with the broadcast here. I was supposed to be talking about Donald Trump reinforcing Julian Assange's analysis of the U.S. intelligence's Russia hacking information, which if you have not looked at that interview, folks, please go on YouTube or whatever video site and try to look at that interview between Sean Hannity and Julian Assange, and he basically goes into detail stating that this damn country is a bunch of crap, that this damn government is a freaking bunch of lying pieces of trash. And not to mention, the media is just as slimy. I mean, you had Julian Assange now, and this, he actually tweeted this, I think this afternoon, that he is going to sue CNN for defamation if they don't retract things that they have said about this man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not joking around. I mean, it's about time somebody puts this media on notice, man. I'm serious. I mean, there needs to be more people suing the media. I mean, because they're just outright lying. They're just outright lying about everybody, for Christ's sake. I mean, I hope that Alex Jones moves on these idiots and gives CNN so many goddamn lawsuits that they're not going to be able to sustain their communist news network of disseminating outright slanderous lies. They're not going to be able to sustain it anymore. So once again, folks, Assange is threatening to sue CNN for defamation, and I hope he does, and I hope that he kicks the crap out of him, because I'm sick of CNN. What a bunch of freaking unadulterated liars. Same with MSNBC. Same with all of them. All of them. They're all scumbags, man. No media that's on the boob tube is disseminating true information. Always remember that. In this day and age of the internet, folks, if you're still getting your news from the goddamn boob tube, then you are intellectually lazy. I mean, you could be able to find your news on the internet, and if you don't believe what you read, well, then double check it, triple check it. All right? I mean, go to comment sections. I mean, go to question sites. I mean, go and do your own research so that you can validate the information and not let some talking head validate it for you. Not let some fat cat lady and his freaking her whore-loving husband at Snopes do it for you. Good God. Anyway, folks, on another note, you know, folks, it's not even 2 days into the new Congress, the GOP Republican-dominated Congress, and it seems to me that the Republicans are trying right off the bat to basically deter anything from Donald Trump being possible. Well, anything that he said from being possible. And, folks, another thing I don't like is this Paul Ryan asshole, okay? I mean, he's basically the white Obama, I tweeted today, because he's just as psychopathic and doesn't really care about Republicans, Democrats. He's a political hack. He's out for himself. He likes to hear himself talk. He thinks that he's a great speaker, just like Obama. I'm not joking around. I find it funny that Paul Ryan did absolutely nothing during his tenure as Speaker of the House when Barack Obama was in office. And now that we've got Donald Trump 15 days away from being sworn in, he's trying to basically make it harder for Donald Trump to facilitate his campaign promises, to make his campaign promises turn into actual reality. I mean, I've been saying this. Haven't I said it, folks? Haven't I said that the Republicans or Democrats, they're the same crap, different plate? There is no difference. These are nothing but career bureaucrats that care nothing but sustaining their stupid bureaucratic career of making money out of public service. That's all these people do. And both sides, Democrats and Republicans, they both know that this gravy train of doing nothing, because literally that's what Congress has done, that's what Washington, D.C. bureaucrats do. They do nothing. But they do worse than nothing. They've been fleecing our country far too long, folks. That's why we're even over $20 trillion in debt. $20 trillion in debt. Where the hell did all that money go? Where in the hell did all that money go? And that's the point Donald Trump has been trying to make to folks. $20+ trillion in debt. How come we're seeing our bridges crumbling from under us? How come our airports look like substandard crap? You know what I'm saying? I mean, give me a break. I mean, how come we're not witnessing the $20 trillion that we've spent? How come we're not witnessing in any material capacity in our own country? Because these politicians in Washington sold us out, folks. I don't know how more to explain it to you. We, as the American people, have to take control of this government. Now, I did do an episode on this. Listen, I think I'm going to write a quick book on how to take over the government. I'm going to write a quick book, and let me tell you, I'm going to write it like a madman because I want everybody to have this book. I mean, the only way that we're truly going to take control of the government is if we're active in it. And the only way that you're going to be active in it is if you know how to participate in it. And I don't care what your political persuasion is, folks, whether you're Republican or Democrat. As a matter of fact, I want individuals that are listening to me that understand capitalism. Because capitalism, folks, it doesn't matter what your political persuasion is, just as long as that political persuasion doesn't go into communist and socialist economics. You can be a liberal capitalist. You can be a democratic capitalist. But by God, when your economic theories go into socialism and communism, that's when I'm going to have a freaking problem with you. So that's why I'm saying, folks, we as capitalists, as individuals, as people who want to be in control of our own lives, we need to, we need to know how to participate in this government, and people don't know it. People aren't doing it. It's so easy to take control of this government, folks. And you can start from a bottom-up strategy at your most local precinct, for Christ's sake, man, at your most local precinct. And I'm going to teach people how to do this. I'm not joking around, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if this book I'm about to write is going to be one of the most dangerous books in America, because let me tell you, I'm not sitting here suggesting that you do anything violent or anything nefarious. You can infiltrate these parties. And as I've always stated, folks, once you take control of the party, you've taken control of the government. Because as I stated, the party's rules supersede state and federal law. That's why these Democrats got away with rigging the election, because the federal government and the state government can't touch the party, because the party's platform, the party's rules supersede the state and federal government law. How, you ask? Under the First Amendment of the Constitution, under the freedom of assembly, because that's exactly what a party is, a freedom of assembly. So, by definition, if you have a freedom of assembly, you cannot, as a federal or state government, infringe upon that assembly. Because then that would nullify the First Amendment now, wouldn't it? So that's why I'm saying, folks, we need to take control of this government, and we need to know the facets, the rules, the procedures of every party, and we need to take control on a city-by-city basis, on a county-by-county basis, on a state-by-state basis. And listen, I'm a capitalist, all right? My fundamental goal is to promote capitalism, and it doesn't really matter what your political philosophy is, so long as you do not infringe on the free market, so long as you do not infringe upon an individual's right to utilize their own creativity and innovation to better themselves through the means of capitalism. You understand? So that's why I am trying to do what I'm doing here, is to spark synapses in the brains of folks that are listening in so that they can become capitalists. Because in the end, politics is a game. And you see, these power-hungry bureaucrats that are in power today, they've understand how to play that game in a very simplistic manner. They have pit us all against each other with very simple, easy, divisive ridiculousness. Pro-abortion, not pro-abortion. Gay marriage, no gay marriage. All right? Racism, no racism. You know what I'm saying? I can go on and on. These are the divisive issues that comprise political science. And as a capitalist, I'll play some of those political games, but once they start infringing upon the economic system of capitalism, that's when it becomes dangerous. Because, folks, communism and socialism is an economic system. It's not a political system. It's not a political system. Because the sole basis for socialism and communism is the collectivization of the means of production. Now, the means by which that collectivization is actually implemented is a whole other story. According to Karl Marx, he thought it was the workers that were going to be able to take control of the means of production and be able to implement this communist utopia. But Lenin reinterpreted Marxist theories and said, no, it was the intelligentsia, the smart folks, the intelligent folks that were the ones that were supposed to collectively acquire and obtain the means of production and delegate it as they see fit. Because, folks, once again, the intelligentsia is what took control of Russia during the Bolshevik Revolution. Remember, there wasn't that much fighting that took place as it pertains to the Bolsheviks taking control of state power. It was intelligentsia. It was the scholars. It were people that were scholars in political theory and Marxism and that sort of thing. And, of course, you had Mao Zedong redefine Marx and saying, no, it's not about intelligentsia. It's about a rise of peasantry through armed revolution. Now, even though these different variants of communism inevitably had their own means in which to obtain this communist idea, these folks inevitably, their end goal was to nationalize every part of the economy. And that means that the government is in control of every means of production, every means of business, and some bureaucrat in some Politburo somewhere is actually in charge of each and every one of these micromanaging concepts. So as I stated, folks, these folks out here that are communists and socialists, they'll take any cause. I mean, politics is nothing to communists and socialists. That's why some communists, believe it or not, are nationalists. I mean, believe it or not, freaking Mao Zedong, he utilized nationalism even though the variant of nationalism is against the tenet of Marxism. But that's what Mao Zedong utilized. He utilized Marxist nationalism to be able to bring about the unification of China under communism. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But in the end, what was the goal? The goal was to nationalize the economy. And once the economy is nationalized, who's in charge of the economy? It certainly isn't the free market. It is the dictation of whoever's in charge. That's the inevitable goal of communism and socialism. The allocations of resources to a governing body. And you see, that's where it gets dangerous. Because as I stated, it's all about economics. Economics is the true theory of life. Because economics is what creates the social order of people and the organization of people to produce things. And at this point in time, folks, capitalism is the only economic theory that is proven to take in the ordinary man out of the most impoverished conditions and put them into flourishing. Only through capitalism. You can't get that through communism. If you're in communism, if you're born a piece of trash that isn't affiliated with the communist government, then you're a piece of trash. All right? I mean, if your father is some, ridiculous, meaningless cog in the bureaucracy, then you're a meaningless cog in the bureaucracy. There is no opportunity to move up. Socialism, communism, it's all economics, man. It's all to control. That's all it is. You see, capitalism, there is no control over the market system. It's the invisible hand, is what Joseph Smith said. The invisible hand.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Adam, I'm going off keister. This alcohol is getting to me. I'm going off keister here, folks. My apologies. Let me continue on here. Once again, I was talking about these bureaucrats in Washington and how they are now working against Trump because Trump is trying to basically end their little parade of selling out the country while putting money in their campaign contribution accounts. Adam Smith, my apologies. Joseph Smith was the goddamn freaking... He was the polygamist, Mormon. My apologies. Anyway, folks, let me continue on. We're running out of time here. Paul Ryan, folks, comes out and calls Julian Assange a sycophant of Russia, meaning that he's just basically a kiss-ass of Russia, hoping that Russia hooks him up, much like how Edward Snowden was hooked up by Russia. That's basically what Paul Ryan was saying about Julian Assange. And, how does Paul Ryan know anything about anything, to be honest with you? I mean, Paul Ryan, with all due respect, you have never done anything in your life. I did an extensive research on your life, and you've done absolutely nothing. Your father, who and let me tell you, I'm not really too sure if Paul Ryan's real father actually died of a heart attack. I mean, I'd like, somebody to exhume Paul Ryan's father's body and do some toxicology reports and see if this man really did die of a heart attack. All right? And because Paul Ryan's mother, folks, with all due respect, and this is real, all right? I mean, so if Paul Ryan wants to take me to court for this, I mean, we can make all this public. That's fine. But Paul Ryan's mother is a widow of two different men. Paul Ryan's father, which died in 1986, okay? And he died in 1986 of a miraculous heart attack. I think the man was about late 40s, early 50s. Give me a break, okay? And, of course, Paul Ryan and his mother were generously rewarded because, of course, Paul Ryan's father was a lawyer. So he was generously rewarded with a trust. He was given two different trusts, mind you, that he doesn't even have to worry about. As a matter of fact, the Ryan family on his father's side are the ones who actually run this trust, and all Paul Ryan has to do is kick back and get residuals, the same residuals that put him through college in Miami, the same residuals that funded his little political campaign on a local basis in Wisconsin. All right, the same trust. I'm telling you, this man has done absolutely nothing, Paul Ryan. He's a complete piece of trash. And on top of which, I think that he gets his psychopathic nature from his mother. Because as I stated, folks, I've done a lot of research on Paul Ryan's life, and I believe that his father didn't die, in my opinion. Okay, I'd like to get some proof. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but I don't think he died of a heart attack. Because not only did Paul Ryan generously benefit financially, but so did his mother. His mother sometime later ends up marrying a man by the name of Bruce Barlow, all right, which was an elderly gentleman, which literally lived in a nice house by the sea in Florida. As a matter of fact, God rest his soul, that's what it says on his damn headstone, if I'm not mistaken. He was a man that lived by the sea, or a man that loved his home by the sea, I believe it says on his headstone. And I'd like to find out how this man died, because lo and behold, Paul Ryan's mother, has had two different husbands that have miraculously died, and this woman benefits generously every time these guys croak. Now, I'm not saying she did anything, I'm just saying that that's a Forensic Files episode if I've ever heard one in my life. I think that we need to exhume the bodies of Paul Ryan's father and Paul Ryan's stepfather, Bruce Barlow. I'd like both these men exhumed, and a toxicology report happened on both these men. Because I personally believe that Paul Ryan's mother is not the sweet little innocent lady that she is, and from every piece of information that I've gathered, this woman is somewhat of a, let's just put it this way, a non-honest woman. So, in my personal view, Paul Ryan is coming, the only reason I bring up his background is because this is why this guy is such a psychopath. This is why this guy can sit here and look at you with that wide-eyed look when he's blatantly lying. This guy's a blatant psychopath just like Obama. He is the white Obama. So, listen, I would like to call for an investigation. Anybody who's out there, if there's a private investigator out there, if there's a cop, that's like, did a bad decision like a Mark Furman situation and you want to redeem yourself, I think this is a perfect case for you. Because Paul Ryan, and Paul Ryan's mother, I should say, Paul Ryan's mother, I believe, had something to do with both those gentlemen just miraculously not being here, in my opinion. And, it seems like Paul Ryan learned from his mammy. Did you hear his wife, Paul Ryan's wife, is also a rich chick, way more richer than Paul Ryan. I mean, so rich that when Paul Ryan married his current wife, they put, what was it? I don't know how many, I think $9 million down on the former house of the inventor of Parker pens. You know, like the writing pen, the Parker pen. Yeah, it's the original home of the man who created Parker pen. So, I mean, everything was created to his liking. So, I would just like to say, and I said this before, to Paul Ryan's wife, let me tell you, I would watch yourself. I'm not joking around. All right? I mean, I would watch yourself if he gets bored of you. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, just based upon Paul Ryan's history and his mother's history, these people tend to marry rich people, and those rich people end up miraculously not being with us anymore, and as a result, they end up generously benefiting. I'm just saying. But anyway, this is what's leading our country, though, folks. That's why I brought up this whole Paul Ryan story again. This is what's leading our country. Some no-good sociopath, psychopath, that's never accomplished a goddamn thing in his life. Never accomplished a goddamn thing in his life. I mean, the whole reason why he went to Miami for college was because he could pay for it through his daddy's trust. The only reason he was able to run for any of these political offices was because he was able to fund his own goddamn campaign, for heaven's sake. So anyway, I hate Paul Ryan, to be honest with you, man. I mean, I can look at his face and see just a habitual liar. A habitual liar is what I see. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire. That True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and get to these last couple of issues here, and then we're going to go ahead and move it on with the broadcast here. Because a couple of these issues that I want to talk about are very, very serious. So let's go ahead and move on here. I want to talk a little bit about the Queen of England. Now, I know I dogged on the Queen of England and the whole concept of monarchism yesterday. For all my friends from Britannia, I'm not going to do that today, okay? But what I am going to pose here is a potential crisis that could happen in the monarch, in the crown, okay? Now, if the Queen happens to take a dirt nap here, and I believe she's going to take a dirt nap here in the next 2 weeks, at least the next 2 weeks. If she takes a dirt nap, then will Prince Charles cause a monarch crisis? Because technically he should be the rightful heir to the throne, even though supposedly the Queen said that the son was going to be the heir to the throne. And I think that because monarchs, for a lack of a better term, are a bunch of sick psychopaths themselves, I personally believe that, we could potentially be seeing father versus son here in a quest for power. In my opinion, I honestly believe that. We're going to see a father versus son. It has happened countless times before in monarch and feudalistic history. So I am actually looking forward to that now. I'm actually looking forward to that now on whether or not we're going to have Prince Charles causing a monarch crisis saying, oh no, I'm the king now. It's my throne. There's nothing you can do about it. Or whether or not the son's going to come out and say, hey, Dad, it's my throne. And if you don't like it, I'm going to slit your throat or something. I'm sorry. I've watched too many primitive movies as it pertains to feudalism, but that's how it usually goes, at least back in the olden days. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, listen, I think that the Queen could take a dirt nap at any point in time here, and I'm looking forward to that monarch crisis. I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to it, man. That's going to be fun as hell to watch. That's going to be fun as hell to watch. Anyway, folks, and let me tell you, the people in Britannia should be thinking about this as well, man. I mean, do you honestly believe that Prince Charles is just going to just kick back and not want to be king? He's a prince. He's been a prince his whole life. He wants to be king. It's good to be king. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's continue on. Once again, if the Queen takes a dirt nap, a potential monarch crisis could happen, and that could be pretty fun to watch, to say the least. So everybody be on the lookout for that. All right? And, of course, when the Queen dies, there's going to be so much pomp and circumstance. I mean, like, you know, great. An old lady died. I mean, that's what old ladies do. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, come on. I mean, listen, I'm not going to be heel kicking or something when the Queen dies, but come on, man. Hey, when Ronald Reagan died, listen, I wasn't making it a big deal either. I mean, he was old. He was like 95-year-old senile, Alzheimer-infected old man, all right? All right, I mean, he lived his life, all right? Let the man die in peace, and let's stop trying to put people into demigod status out here. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's continue on here, all right? Now, I want to talk a little bit about Australia, because I have a lot of fans out there in Australia, folks, and we don't typically hear too much news out of Australia. But Australia, with all due respect, has been one of these countries that have been taking a lot of these wild Jehudis into their nation. I mean, they actually agreed to let some of these migrants in there. And I think that's pretty dangerous, first and foremost. So, I mean, that's one thing that I have noticed on the radar out there in Australia. So, thoughts and prayers to the Australians, man. You'll have a great country out there. Last thing you need is a bunch of wild Jehudis. But aside from that, folks, they have a very close relationship with the country of Indonesia. The country of Indonesia, very, very close in an economic relationship basis and a military basis with Australia. The military closeness came even closer during the Bali bombings. Y'all remember that, of the Bali Club in Jakarta? That was a horrific disgusting display of terrorism, but at the same time, folks, the majority of people in Indonesia are Muslim. It's the world's most populous Muslim nation, and anybody who blasts or commits any kind of blasphemy towards Allah or Muhammad or anything of that capacity is shunned, if not punished, if not jailed. It's very illegal. Well, the reason I bring this up, folks, is because Australia and Indonesia actually have a close military cooperation in fight against Islamic terrorism. Now, unfortunately, what happened here is that the Indonesians basically want to disconnect themselves from that friendly relationship on a military basis based upon something that was found in a military Australian base. And of course, we really have no idea what it was. Officials will not describe the material, but according to reports, it is something that is not necessarily friendly to the Prophet Muhammad. And because this was actually inside an Australian military institution, it severely pissed off the Indonesian government and the military, and now Indonesia doesn't want to have anything to do with Australia as it pertains to military operations. And I think that's pretty sad because, given the fact that you have such a close relationship, I'm talking Australia and Indonesia economically, there's a lot of tourism going back and forth as it pertains to that economy. And you've already got Australia. You've already got wild Jehudis coming in because you guys are trying to be like Europe, open your arms and saying, "Oh, poor guys, we'll take them in. Don't worry about it." And now you've got the country of Indonesia pissed because You may or may not have defamed the religion of Islam or Allah or something of that capacity, man. I mean, that puts, a little bit of risk on Australia at this point in time, man. I don't think this spells very good for Australia. I mean, listen, I know how these Muslims work. I know how they think. They're fanatical. Once they realize that Australia defamed or demeaned Mohammed or something in that capacity, you're going to have some Indonesian Yehudis, and they're going to possibly do something within the border of Australia. And I hate to make that prognostication, but I know how these Muslims work, man. So Australia, I would be careful. I would be vigilant. And if there happens to be some level of terrorist act, don't be surprised. Because I don't like this Indonesia just saying, screw you, we don't want any more military ties with you, Australia, just because there happens to have been one indiscretion of some idiot in one of the barracks somewhere. I mean, it's a barracks, for Christ's sake. Who cares? But I think this is a telltale sign to come, in my opinion. Anyway, let me continue going. Last but not least, folks, all right, we got the president of the Philippines, Duarte, all right, while he's bragging about how he kills people and he gives people free helicopter rides, Pinochet style, and how he's executed a few drug dealers on his own, and he's bragging about all the people he's killed, for Christ's sake, and how he's such an anti-drug hero, and, how he wants to clean the streets. Lo and behold, there is a prison break that happened in the Philippines, releasing 150 of some of the most violent criminals in Philippine history out here, all right? So, that's very, very good, very, very good leadership there, Duarte, all right? I mean, you're turning, listen, I have mixed feelings about Duarte. I'm going to be honest with you, all right? At first, I was kind of shocked that this man made it legal to kill drug dealers. I thought it was shocking. I mean, you don't make it legal to kill people. I mean, it's just, what is this, the Wild West, But then when Duarte, and let me tell you, he said this in an interview. He speaks fairly good English, mind you. He said this in an interview with RT. And he said, look, we have a huge drug problem in the Philippines. And the only way we were going to be able to fix it is if an estimated $2 trillion is spent on the problem helping the people, not being addicts anymore. And then Duarte said, instead of he basically said, we don't have that kind of money. We're never going to get $2 trillion. And even if they did get $2 trillion, the last thing they want to do is spend it on a bunch of dope heads. I mean, if they got $2 trillion, they want to build the infrastructure of the Philippines. They want to be able to do something more productive than, blowing it on a bunch of dope heads. So instead of wasting the money on trying to rehabilitate the problem and so on and so forth, he suggests to the cops that why don't you just shoot these drug dealers on the street? Just shoot them and kill them. All right, just the hell with it. And his justification is, why exactly are we going to play these games with these drug dealers when they're going to go to court, they may get off, we might see them on the street again. It's a habitual cycle that ends up, perpetuating the kind of garbage hole, with all due respect to the Philippines. It really is. I mean, the Philippines is somewhat of a garbage hole, all right? All right? So anyway, the reason I bring this up is because even though this man is out here telling people to kill drug dealers and trying to clean up the streets in a wild, wild west capacity, 150 inmates escape from a jail, and they're out walking around out there in the Philippines. These are dangerous individuals. And on top of that, folks, another thing that Duarte said today, and I'm telling you, this guy can't keep his mouth shut. He said that his cousins may be Al-Qaeda, may be ISIS. His cousins may be in ISIS. So what? So Abu Sayyaf is now ISIS-related now, you stupid, dumb jagoff? Jesus, my cousins may be ISIS. You don't even know who the damn Islamic idiots are in his own country, for Christ's sake.
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit mbusa.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit mbusa.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Anyway, folks, before I go and get into anything else, something is trending on Twitter here. It's a video of the tolerant left, all right? 4 in custody after torturing a young man on Facebook, telling him to say F Trump, F Donald Trump, F white people. If you all have not seen this, I unfortunately just saw this, and wow, to say the least. So let me go ahead and retweet that. Thank you, Commando Nando. Once again, this particular, it's disturbing, folks. I mean, look, we just got a hold of this right now. This just happened. This just happened, for heaven's sake, and it's just a horrific video of 4 people. It looks like they're torturing some poor kid, and in the process of torturing this poor kid, they're telling this kid to say F Donald Trump. They're telling this kid to say F white people. This is what I'm talking about. This is it right here, huh? I mean, this is the tolerant left. I mean, what have I been saying about the left? What have I been saying about the left? All right, the deplorable troll, he tweeted at me first. Don't cry about it, all right? All right, you tweeted at me first. Thank you, all right? I appreciate it. All right, 5 or 6 people tweeted at me, all right? Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is what have I been saying all this time? All right? I mean, what have I been saying all this time? That this leftist agitation into civil unrest, this racial agitation, all the divide and conquer strategies being utilized by the left, what have I been saying? That this isn't going to end well, folks. And because it's not going to end well, I can only hope that Donald Trump does make it into the presidency, folks. All right? Because let me tell you something right now. If Donald Trump doesn't end up being president and either Barack Obama or some leftist or some political class asshole like Paul Ryan even takes control of the government, they're coming right after me. They're coming right after everybody who is in opposition of this goddamn government. And they're not even going to think twice about it. So that's why I am encouraging Donald Trump at this point in time. There is nothing else. There's nothing else to do. We have to start jailing these people that are literally trying to agitate civil unrest, that are threatening the life of Donald Trump, that are threatening the lives of other people. This is ridiculous. This has got to stop, folks. And I'm telling you this right now. These people are not going to stop unless we start putting these people in jail. And listen to me. All right? Listen to me really fast. I'm talking to you, military, the United States military that listens to this broadcast. Let me tell you something. I hope there is a general within the military ranks that will assume command if this damn civilian government tries to agitate a World War III scenario just to sustain their own totalitarian power. I genuinely hope there is a general who will assume command and go into Washington, D.C. and arrest these people. All right? I'm not joking around. Arrest these people. These people are all criminals. And I said this yesterday. I said that once Donald Trump is elected president, I think that all these people need to be prosecuted. I think that the entire post-9/11 foreign policy should be prosecuted. Bush, Cheney, Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell, Donald Rumsfeld, Barack Obama, Leon Panetta, Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, Hillary Clinton. All these people need to be prosecuted because the reason I say this, folks, is because if we don't prosecute these people for the wrongdoings that they did, we will never gain credibility with the international community again. And let me tell you, I remember a time when America had integrity. America was looked upon with a certain level of prominence. I mean, it's because we didn't sink to the level of a damn wild Yehudi. We didn't sink to the level of barbarianism. And you see, at this point in time, we have gone beyond that as far as I'm concerned. And the only way we can win credibility with the international community again is if we put all these people on trial and put them in prison. And I'm telling you, I think they all deserve to go to jail, all of them, because they have literally weakened the United States of America. They have purposely made decisions to benefit those that are not loyal to this country. And that's all there is to it, man. That's all there is to it. So anyway, folks, listen. This is what it's going to have to come down to, unfortunately, man. We're going to have to arrest these people. These people are not going to stop. We got to show that these people can be held accountable for their disgusting, despicable, deliberate actions, their disgusting, despicable, murderous foreign policies. They have to be held accountable, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm not joking around. And you know what we need to do, folks? And you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get some of you youngins out here that want to be capitalists, that want to be radical capitalists, that want to go out there and show off that, hey, listen, man, we're capitalists. We're radical capitalists, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, we need radical capitalists as radical as the radical communists. And you know what a good communist video to look at to, get some pointers on how to properly facilitate propaganda on a street level. Because remember, the communists have been doing this for a long time. I mean, they're the ones that have been disseminating all this propaganda to anesthetize the current perspective of the American people. But a good video to watch is a communist band by the name of what the hell's the freaking name, for Christ's sake? Rage Against the Machine. That's what the hell it's called. And as you can tell, I'm not the most hugest fan of these idiots. But Rage Against the Machine and the song Pocket Full of Shells. I think that's the name of the song, right? Pocket Full of Shells, I think that's the name of the song. Take a look at that particular video. And when you look at that video, take a look at the propaganda that they're utilizing in that video. I mean, how they spray paint propaganda on walls, how they memed things on paper and passed it out in leaflets and put it out on walls. These types of radical activities is what capitalists need, man. We need these types of radical activities. I mean, we need soldiers out here that are going to be dedicated. And what are they fighting for in communism? I have no idea. It is a warped perception. Oh, it's called Bulls on Parade. Sorry. Bulls on Parade. Anyway, check out that video. Now, the video is comprised of these idiots in concert, and then it cuts to a montage of a bunch of communist-looking people pretending to climb a mountain, and that's supposed to signify that even though those communists that are climbing the mountain will not reach the mountain, they make sure that one of them actually still goes up the mountain so that the communist theory can continue to sustain itself and will one day be on top of the mountain. Now, disregard all those scenes and just take a look at the propaganda in which these people have conducted the communist propaganda. I mean, we need that as capitalists, man. I mean, we need the mainstream media to be all of a sudden looking at capitalism as like some sort of a risque concept so that it can lure a lot of these lunatic communists who really just want to be involved with something a little dangerous anyway. That's the whole reason why they like communists. And let's be honest, folks, there's a lot of people that have died for communism, a lot of people that have given their lives for communism. And that's what also increases the romanticism about the whole goddamn political philosophy. Not just communism, but anarchism. A lot of people have died for anarchism. So when blood is spilt, folks, for these types of political theories, they all of a sudden come alive. The ideas become more and more potent, become more and more alive. I mean, I could name you countless dumbass idiot communists that have died in an attempt to try to facilitate this idea. The same thing with anarchists. All right, I mean, one anarchist in particular that comes up to the top of my head was a Russian anarchist by the name of Bakunin. Bakunin was always perpetually imprisoned and tortured by the czars, and every time he came out, he would come out even that much more staunch about anarchism and his political theories. And it's stories like that that give the romanticism and fervor of these philosophies, even though they don't work. And that's what capitalism needs at this point in time. Capitalism needs the youthful soul of those that actually want to go out and show something, prove something, be radical about something, make the news about something, stand for something. This is what we need, man. We need radical capitalists. Radical capitalists, man. Anyway, folks, with that being said, let me go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, all right? And I'm talking about Radio Graffiti! That's right, folks. Radio Graffiti, a part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you got to do is give me a call right now at 563-999-3791. And when I call on your area code, you've got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this Radio Graffiti, all right? Now, before I get into Radio Graffiti, folks, I want to remind everybody we are almost out of the Inner Circle slots, so that's about it. We only got 5 left. 5 Inner Circle slots left, baby, and that's it. Hey, there was 50 available there. 5 left. And I'm telling you, 2017 will be the year of the Inner Circle. Because as I stated, folks, I'm starting a serious triangle within the Inner Circle, and it's about business, baby. I'm telling you this right now. It's going to be about business. I'm not joking around. And I'm not even joking around. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and do we have any Radio Graffiti callers by any chance, engineer? All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Before I get started, if you want to be an Inner Circle member, you might want to hurry up and buy it now and type in your browser ghost.market. All right? Ghost.market. Type that in your browser. Become a part of the Inner Circle, and let's make some freaking money, shall we? Anyway, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into some Radio Graffiti callers right now. We got anonymous Radio Graffiti.
I'm gonna sing a song for you, and I'll have an order of number 2. Home style and seasoned fries, to me it's all the same. Number 9 with chocolate dip, the calories.
Yeah, all right, just shut him up. Shut him up, for Christ's sake, man. Let's not start that, you freak. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Give me number 9. Hey, hey, hey. Nah.
Wait a minute. How many numbers does this asshole got, man? Get him out of here! Jesus Christ. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
My name is Cleveland Brown.
No. Shut him up. Shut up. No. Shut him up. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Well, too bad. You know what? You took too long, you milky liquor. All right, get it straight. Get it straight. 817 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Hey, I wanted to point something out to the idiots that say you wear a tinfoil hat.
All right, go ahead, man.
Hello? All right, the proof is everywhere. This is old news, but if you look up Edward Snowden, you would see that he said himself that he would like a number 9, a number 9 large, 2 number 4.
Yeah, shut up, you stupid idiot. I hope you get cancer of the rectum after that, you stupid moron. 805 Radio Graffiti.
Do you happen to have a very large pot of honey for Winnie the Pooh Bear?
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. What kind of a circus sideshow am I running here, for Christ's sake? 646 Radio Graffiti.
I'll start with a taco, soft like a cloud. I want mine crunchy, I like to eat loud. I'll choose a chalupa, I'll grab a gordita, and 2 taco salads for a senorita.
Jesus Christ, enough of the food crap! God damn it! Enough of this food crap, you sorry sack of crap! Enough of these food trolls, goddammit, or I'll quit this show faster than your stupid, dumb, milky licking, 2 girls in 1 cup loving, fart fragrant, expert having, migrant mouth hugging ass can say, oh. So knock it off, knock it the hell off. Jesus, but give me the mic. Give me the freaking mic, man. Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you, I'll end the broadcast. Don't tempt me today. I will. I'm not joking around. I'll end it so quick, you won't even know what the hell hit your stupid, dumb, milky licking asses. I'll tell you that right damn now. Jesus Christ. 831 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. How's it going? This year's turned out pretty good for me. I just started my day trading course for my education, and I'm really looking forward to this inner triangle, man. Let's make some money.
Absolutely, man. You're damn right. Making money, that's what it's all about. Big-time capitalist. And just imagine, you see, the reason I'm trying to build a secret triangle, or a serious triangle, I should say, in the inner circle, is that once the folks in the serious triangle are all prosperous, because, we're all, helping each other out in one particular partnership venture, while at the same time helping each other out on each and individual's ventures in general. Once everybody's rich, I mean, just to think, man, we're the Billionaire Boys Club, baby. You know what I mean? I mean, it ain't no thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, look, I don't want to get into too much of that. I don't want to brag about it. Let's just do it here in 2017. Let's just do it, all right? 805 Radio Graffiti.
I'll have 2 number 9. I'll have a number 9 large.
Shut up! Just shut up. Listen, I'm not going to take another Bathhouse Thursday. I'm not taking another one of these shows, folks. I'm serious, man. I'm not joking, man. We're on the brink of World War III, for Christ's sake, man. Wake up, you stupid numbnuts. Wake up. Jesus Christ, man. 832 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, I would like to say I'm sorry.
Oh, what is this, Gurmit? You're sorry? What are you sorry about?
When we had sex last night, I didn't have a condom, so I think you might have AIDS.
Oh, Jesus, shut up, you stupid AIDS frog. Oh, yeah, it's Wednesday, by the way, for Christ's sake. I thought it was Thursday. So it's a Fruit Bowl Wednesday, for Christ's sake. I mean, that just goes to show you how much I want this week to hurry up and end, for Christ's sake. I mean, you people have been giving me a hard time on this broadcast for the past 2 weeks, and I don't appreciate it, man. I don't appreciate it. Man, ever since Christmas Eve. Ever since the goddamn Christmas Eve show, man. Oh, my God. 603 Radio Graffiti.
Hi, yes. Do you take Templeton for walks, or does he wheel you around?
Hey, why don't you go shove a freaking dog's head up your ass, you fruit bowl? 559 Radio Graffiti.
They're not funny, guys.
What?
They're not funny. The Comet and Winnie the Pooh, they're not funny. They're fair trolls.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. Here's a balloon. How about 786 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Ghost. Now that the New Year's over, what are you planning on doing as work-wise? Let me know.
What am I doing work-wise? What are you talking about?
As in, like, you said back in your previous broadcasts, as like, you had to go away for some shows to, like, die, but you wouldn't tell us, like, what are your plans for this year?
Well, I haven't really thought about it yet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm continuing the broadcast up until Donald Trump is elected president. Going to continue the broadcast until we make America great again. I don't know. We shall see. All right? The future belongs to no one. So we shall see. But I'm going to be here for at least a good while. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't going nowhere because, I mean, the country is in peril right now. And even my little broadcast, I think, is making a little bit of a contribution into help rectifying the destruction that these bureaucrats have brought on this country. How about 484 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, Jockstrap Cowboys, gonna see you come. Jockstrap Cowboys, get on your knees.
All right, get a better phone, ass crack. All right, Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Treat my wife right now.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, fix your mic. Jesus Christ, you guys are sucking today. 435 Radio Graffiti.
How's it going, Ghost? This is Brony Drumming.
How's it going, man?
It's going pretty well. I am here to accept my honorable mention for the Ghosties.
All right, well, that's good. I forgot you weren't here to accept it. You want to say a few words?
Yeah, sure. I would like to give a shout-out TCR Discord chat, and I would like to give a shout-out to the BN Network chat, and the TCR Steam chat, and yeah. Oh, yeah, cold.
Well, hey, that's good, man. Hey, try to email me your address, and we'll go ahead and send you an award. Anybody who basically got an honorable mention or won an award, if you want it, just go ahead and email me the address. We'll go ahead and send you a award signifying that you won the Ghosties 2016 or were an honorable mention at the Ghosties 2016. All right, congrats. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
Good afternoon, sir. May I take your order, please?
Number 9 large, 2 number 45s, number 6 extra dip. Put the beans on it. Turkey dinner for Allah. Trump wants a large number 9. Double dip!
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Nice choice, my niggas. Nice choice.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Goddamn African booty scratcher, goddamn it! What the hell was that? Goddamn African booty scratcher! I'm getting freaking tired of that guy. freaking African booty scratcher. Give me the mic. Give me the damn mic. Getting freaking tired of that guy, man. I'm not even joking. I'm getting tired of that guy. I'm telling you, sacks of crap want me to end this broadcast early. Listen, I have no problem doing it. Keep this up, you assholes. Keep this up! Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Oh, hello? Hello? Am I on?
Goodbye. How about 630 Radio Graffiti?
You know, I find it really fucking ironic that the media that cries fake news constantly and always are reporting on fake Trump attacks are fucking silent on a real hate crime that's going on. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Hey, welcome to the leftist liberal media, man. These people are disgusting, despicable heathens. That's why no one should be listening to any of these idiots on the mainstream media. None of them. They're all a bunch of slanderous liars, man. All of them. All of them. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
I'll have two number 9 large, number 6 with extra dip, number 7, 245, one with cheese and a large soda. Two number 9.
I'm just so tired. Damn it! Listen, I'm tired of this crap, man. I'm not joking around. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it now!
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a 4-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any 4-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Stop it now! I'm telling you, man. Next one, man. I'm out of here. All right, I'm not fucking around. Excuse my French. I'm not messing around. Next one, and I am out of here. I am out. Give me the damn mic. The damn mic, man. I'm telling you, the next one of these sorry sack of crap freaking calls, I am out of here. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Now put your dukes up and we'll settle this like tiggers.
No, I said kill a nigger.
Well, why didn't you say so, moody old pal? Look, there's one now.
Cleveland Brown and I bitch.
Oh yeah, I was getting tired of that guy anyway. Man, what an unfunny, unoriginal failed troll.
Boy, I'll say.
Amen to that.
Nigga.
All right, shut that racist crap up for Christ. What the hell was that about? What the hell was that about, man? God damn it. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Night Prowler Radio Graffiti. I am jacking off to a naked picture of the engineer. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, shit. Oh, Christ, no. Get away. I'm armed. Get away. Engineer. Oh, Christ. What the hell was that? What in the hell? Was that? What in in the hell did I just listen to? What the hell was that? Oh, my God, man. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. What the hell was that, man? Jesus. Anonymous radio freaking graffiti. All right, that's great. You got a slap bass going on that sounds like Seinfeld. I'm very proud of you. How about anonymous radio graffiti?
It's the wrong house, fool! Oh, so 6, I'll have so extra dip. 2 number 45, 1 with cheese. 9 number 60, 1 with dip. So 2 to 6, so 5, I'll have dip. Extra cheese. 9 number 60.
God damn it! I'm tired of that stupid troll! God damn it! Don't you understand it? I'm tired of that stupid troll! Don't you understand that? Ah, damn it! God damn it! I'm so tired of that troll, man! I'm sick and tired of that troll! Oh, my God. I'm so sick and tired of that troll, man. Stop it, man. I'm telling you, stop it now! Give me the mic. Give me the mic! So sick and tired of that troll! Enough of this crap, man. I'm not. This is your last warning. It's your last goddamn warning, you son of a bitch. How about 919 Radio Graffiti?
I'm serious. I'm not pranking you, but I really want to sword fight with you. You know?
Ah, not this guy. Not this guy. Not this. Look, I've had enough of this crap, man. I'm done. I'm so done with this goddamn show at this point in time. I'm done with this crap. I mean, I'm done. I'm sick. I'm sick of it. I'm sick. I'm sick. I mean, oh my God. And, you know, it's only freaking Wednesday on top of that, too, man. I still gotta come back for more goddamn broadcast, for heaven's sake, man. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Oh, man, I'm just so done. Listen to me, folks. I'm done today. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore because of you scumbags. I mean, man, I've been going 100 miles an hour, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, I was broadcasting on New Year's Eve, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, man? I mean, I'm the hardest working man in this broadcasting business, for Christ's sake, man. I go 100 miles an hour. I go 3 hours, all right, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, for Christ's sake, man. Ain't nobody working this hard. Ain't nobody working this hard. Ain't nobody broadcasting like this, and nobody gives 2 rat's asses. Nobody gives me any kind of respect. Nobody gives me any kind of props whatsoever. All anybody does is call me up and be troll terrorists and cyber vermin, pieces of dumbass, pieces of milky Lincoln trash, which I don't appreciate. You piggish power bottom, anal secretion loving, cauliflower cock, foreskin muzzle loving, cockhold connoisseur piece of used urinal cake curating, belch breathing, phallic fluffing, seat sniffing, turkey tit wearing, chicken eating, cornboard trash. I'm tired of it.